Welcome to True Horror with Jackson, where we peel back the layers of time and uncover what lurks in the shadows. Today's story takes us to a place steeped in mystery, fear, and unexplainable moments. The legendary Hotel Monte Vista in Flagstaff, Arizona. Could this historic landmark be home to restless spirits that have refused to check out? By the end of this video, you might find yourself wishing to keep the lights on. The Monte Vista Hotel isn't just a notable stop for tourists or lovers of vintage architecture. Oh no, its history goes far deeper than postcards or Instagram snaps ever could. Opened in 1927, the Monte Vista was built during Flagstaff's economic boom, a project funded by the community itself. People chipped in to make their dream of a luxury hotel a reality. And it's luxurious, alright, nestled in one of the busiest crossroads of American travel. Roosevelt himself once stayed here. Clark Gable spent nights within its walls. Cozy, inviting rooms. A grand neon sign welcoming visitors from across the country. But this isn't just an ordinary place for weary travelers or high-rolling Hollywood stars. The Monte Vista has something more, something colder, something haunted. For decades now, this unassuming hotel has gained a reputation for paranormal activity that chills even the most hardened skeptics. Some say it's cursed because it stands atop sacred Native American lands. Others claim it as simply a place where tragic energy is soaked into its very foundation because life at Monte Vista hasn't always been glamorous. It's seen its fair share of sorrow and scandal, and that's where our story begins. Room 305. If you've ever Googled the most haunted places in Arizona, you've probably stumbled upon this particular room. Stories from guests and employees claim that Room 305's haunting is one of the most active in the hotel. People have reported seeing a woman, an older lady who sits quietly by the window. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the thing, she's not always peaceful. Guests say objects in the room will move on their own. Doors swing open mysteriously, and this spectral woman has been known to give off an aura of terrible sadness. It feels as though she's trapped there, a watching, waiting presence that never finds rest. Does she want to communicate with the living, or is she simply replaying fragmented moments of her life? And that's just the start. If you ever find yourself in the cocktail lounge, you might notice something, a strange warmth brushing against your neck, even though the room is ice cold. Bartenders have told stories of glasses being flung off counters, even when no one's near them. Faucets randomly start running, shadows dart across the walls on their own. But there's one tale that sends a chill even deeper through the bar staff. Apparently one evening, a voice, guttural, deep, and absolutely unmistakable, called out from the shadows behind the counter. "Hello!" And when three employees whipped their heads around to see who or what it was, they were greeted by empty air. But the feeling of sheer dread lingered for hours. Then there's room 210. It's a quiet little space if you don't mind the company. Guests claim this room is often home to an unwelcoming spirit known simply as the Phantom Bellboy. According to lore, guests resting in this room often hear a knock at the door during odd hours of the night. When they respond, a faintly audible voice, a cheerful announcement of room service, floats through the hallway. But when they look outside, there's no one there. Sometimes they find the feeling of someone standing just behind them, hovering as though they're being watched closely. But the Phantom Bellboy isn't alone. Three ghostly men who feel more like shadows than proper apparitions. These are spirits reported to haunt the bank of rooms on the 3rd floor. Their energy is loud without making a sound. An eerie stillness follows you until you leave their territory. Guests have reported hearing heavy breathing as though they're seconds away from being overtaken. The sound of cards flipping comes from the empty room next door, a choking sensation as though a spectral hand is interrupting your freedom of breath. Who are these men? Some say they're re-gamblers from a time when the hotel's basement was an underground speakeasy filled with illegal hustlers and pay-your-life debts. Others say it doesn't matter who they were, they are simply spirits who refuse to leave, trapped in that eternal cycle of unrest. Now let's talk about an elevator, the perfect setting for creepy encounters. In one of the hotel's vintage lifts, staff and guests alike have seen a figure, a shadowy figure at first glance. Some claim it's the ghost of an older man who used to run the elevator back when it required manual operation. But here's the twist. This ghost doesn't wait for you to leave the elevator before he appears behind you. Imagine that. You're casually riding down to the lobby, and just as you think you're alone, you feel another presence. You feel watched. And when you look in the old-fashioned mirrors inside, there's another face staring back. If all of this sounds like mere legend, maybe that's exactly what you'd like to believe. After all, legends are safe, right? But ask the guests who scrambled out of bed after hearing children's laughter echoing down the halls when no kids were staying at the time. Or ask the night staff why no one wants to mop the storage room anymore. Not since that time the mop bucket tipped itself over in the middle of the room, spilling water in every direction while no human hands were near. Ultimately, there's something undeniable about the chilling grip this hotel has had over visitors for nearly a century. Is it all just the power of suggestion? Flickering lights in a long hallway? Or does the Monte Vista houses echoes of souls who long ago checked in and never found their way back out? So here's the question for you, the daring audience of True Horror with Jackson. Would you stay at Hotel Monte Vista? Would you tempt fate and sleep in room 305? Or ride the elevator late at night hoping for a glimpse of the Shadow Man? Or are the stories alone enough to keep you away forever? Whatever your thoughts, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear whether you think the hauntings are fact or just folklore. And remember, the scariest places are the ones where shadows move, even when no one else does. Until next time, stay safe and keep searching for the truth in the dark corners of the world.